Dimebag Darrell was born on August 20th, 1966 in Ennis, Texas. His real name was Darrell Abbott. Along with his brother Vinnie Paul, he co-founded Pantera and Damageplan. His death is one of the most shocking and terrifying stories in rock and roll history. In 1983, Pantera released their first album called Metal Magic. He went by Diamond Darrell. The original singer quit because he didn't like the harder direction the band was taking. Enter Phil Anselmo. In 1988, Dave Mustaine wanted Dimebag to join Megadeth. He would only have done so if Vinnie could join also. It didn't work out. His nickname came from Anselmo. A dime bag is $10 worth of weed. Darrell wouldn't take anything more than that at one time. He didn't want to be caught with it. He developed a reputation as one of the best metal guitarists. In 2003, Pantera broke up. While on tour with Damageplan in 2004, Dimebag was murdered on stage by a crazed fan in Columbus, Ohio. He was only 38 years old. John Lennon was born on October 9, 1940 in Liverpool, England. He was a wonderful singer, songwriter, and musician in the band called the Beatles, and as a solo artist. He was also an actor, artist, and an author. Some say he's the best songwriter of all time, and I agree with them. Who do you think is the best? He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1988 as a Beatle, and in 1994 as a solo artist. He had a rough childhood. His dad was mostly out of the picture, and his mom was killed by a car in 1958. He lived with his Aunt Mimi, who raised him. Discovering Elvis inspired him to want to be a musician. He formed his first band called the Quarrymen in 1956. He met Paul McCartney a year later and the world turned upside down. They became the best songwriting team the world will ever know. They changed their name to the Beatles in 1960. With their lineup finalized, they released their first single called Love Me Do in 1962. After appearing on The Ed Sullivan Show in 1964, Beatlemania officially began. In 1966, he created controversy when he said the Beatles were more popular than Jesus. After they broke up in 1969, he released some solo albums before taking a 5-year break to raise his second son. I think his song Imagine, released in 1971, is the best song ever written. He was married twice and had 2 sons, Julian and Sean. He died in 1980 after a deranged fan shot and killed him in New York City. It happened 3 weeks after what would be his last album called Double Fantasy was released. He was 40 years old. Christina Grimmie was born on March 12, 1994 in Marlton, New Jersey. She was a singer and a songwriter who started out on YouTube and was on her way to becoming a star. Her life was cut short and she definitely created more discussions about concert security. Her story is one of the saddest I can think of. She started singing when she was 5 years old and playing the piano at age 10. She was influenced by many artists such as Celine Dion, Whitney Houston, Tool, and Metallica. In 2009, when she was 15 years old, she started posting cover songs on YouTube and quickly gained a loyal audience. She had almost 4 million subscribers. People liked her voice and her charming personality. In 2011, she was discovered by Selena Gomez's mother, who became her manager. She opened up for Selena and released an EP. In 2014, she appeared on season 6 of the NBC singing competition called The Voice, finishing in 3rd place. She appeared in a movie called The Matchbreaker in 2016. She was also on a few TV shows such as Dancing with the Stars and So Random. She had plans to continue releasing music and touring. She was outspoken about her love for animals. She died in June of 2016 in Orlando, Florida after being shot multiple times. She was meeting fans and signing autographs after a concert inside the venue. She was reaching to give the shooter a hug. He was an obsessed fan. After being tackled by her brother, the shooter ended his own life right there and then. Christina was 22 years old. Marvin Gaye was born on April 2, 1939 in Washington, D.C. He was one of the best soul singers in history. He added an E to his last name to separate himself from his father, and all gossip concerning his sexuality, and also in admiration of Sam Cooke, who also added an E to his last name. His dad was a minister and an awful, physically abusive person. Marvin started singing in church at age 4. His first hit song was called Stubborn Kind of Fellow. He later joined Motown and had unprecedented success. His songs with Tammy Terrell are some of my favorite songs ever. She died from brain cancer in 1970 and it wrecked Marvin. His cocaine addiction got worse and worse. Perhaps the biggest song of his career was Sexual Healing, released in 1982. He was married twice and had 3 kids. In April of 1984, Marvin intervened in a fight between his parents. His father shot and killed him at age 44. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1987. Selena was born on April 16, 1971 in Lake Jackson, Texas. Her birth name was Selena Quintanilla. She's known for being a talented singer. Her nickname was the Queen of Tejano Music. There was a movie made about her life called Selena, released in 1997, starring Jennifer Lopez. She sold millions of albums worldwide. She won a Grammy in 1994. Her talent was apparent at an early age. She loved singing and performing. Her fan base was growing and growing until her life was tragically cut short. She was raised a devout Jehovah's Witness. Her major label debut came out in 1989, but she was recording music way before then. She married a musician named Chris Perez in 1992. A fan of Selena named Yolanda Saldivar pestered her family to start a fan club. They agreed, and Yolanda became close with Selena and her family. They let her manage a clothing boutique for them. They found out she was embezzling money and they fired her. Selena met her at a hotel to gather financial records. Yolanda shot and killed Selena in March of 1995. She was 23 years old. Such a tragic story. The Notorious B.I.G. was born on May 21st, 1972 in Brooklyn, New York. He is also known as Biggie Smalls. His birth name was Christopher Wallace. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He claimed he started dealing drugs at age 12. In 1991, he spent 9 months in jail for selling crack. In 1992, he met Sean Puffy Combs and was signed to Uptown Records. Around that time, he became friends with Tupac. His debut album, called Ready to Die, was released in 1994. It went platinum. He won a ton of awards in 1995. Around this time, the East Coast-West Coast feud was getting worse. He stopped being friends with Tupac. He claimed Biggie had knowledge of him being robbed and shot. After Tupac was killed in 1996, there was speculation that Biggie bought the gun that killed him. On March 9, 1997, Biggie was shot and killed in Los Angeles. He was 24 years old. The killer was never caught. His second album, called Life After Death, was released 16 days later. He left behind 2 children. Tupac Shakur was born on June 16, 1971 in New York City. His birth name was Lassane Parrish Crooks. He is one of the most influential rappers of all time. He moved to Oakland, California in 1988. He rapped about his environment of the inner city and gave a voice to the voiceless. In 1990, he hooked up with the Digital Underground as a backup dancer and roadie. In 1991, he released his debut called Tupacalypse Now. In 1993, he befriended the Notorious B.I.G. They had a falling out after Tupac was shot 5 times in 1994. This exacerbated the East Coast-West Coast feud. He had a lot of legal trouble, including sexual abuse, illegal firearms, shooting an off-duty police officer, assault, jaywalking, and a concealed weapons charge. He was in some great movies. In September of 1996, he was shot and killed while riding with Suge Knight in Las Vegas. He was only 25 years old.